That'd be a bit of an oopsie.
I've not given. They've not given me permission to do that. All right, here we go.
Well, that was easy. Oh, do I need to now? No, I need to commit it now. Okay.
All right, we're recording. Carmine, say something.
Hello.
Okay, that's coming through.
Very nice. I'm push shit.
All right.
The question is, how many people will be in this voice chat? Probably quite a few. After all,
I'd imagine.
Are you gonna? Yeah. So this can be your first actual look at the mod. It's quite cool.
Oh, hold on. This is bad music. Let me play the Kaiserreich thing on Spotify.
What are you doing? Oh my god, your game takes ages to load.
Well, I'm also like streaming and stuff, so my computer's doing a lot.
True. So yeah, now you get to see all the things we've done wrong. That.
Like, oh yeah, there's a lot of janky stuff here, guys. Don't worry about it.
Ignore the jank. It's not there, I swear. Just don't look at just don't go south of the equator. Oh, you just got had. You actually just got had.
Whatever. I'll tell him like this is okay. Whatever. It's like.
Thanks. What's your error? Have you got the errors of? I actually don't have the.
This is I don't know. This
is
maybe I'll try and fix this first before I do stuff. I don't know what this is.
I've got a solid 40 errors currently. It's mostly just unit stacks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just leftover mapping issues from yesterday. Remember they were fixing all the things.
Oh yeah. So welcome. I'm not really 100% sure where. Yeah. Oh, you made Q&A. Q&A questions is back. That's convenient.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Well, someone. Or did we? Well, it's there. So you ask the questions in Q&A. Unless. Oh no,
I don't see that. Only you can see that.
Can see that.
Yeah.
Right. Let me clone channel. Delete the old one.
Or no, you could just edit the perms.
Yeah, but I want it to be a clean channel.
Oh, okay.
And then permissions. Everyone. There we go. Everyone can see that now. All right, welcome to a stream of probably looking at people coding things. So it's not going to be as interesting.
Okay, I don't know why this is. Wow, this is bad.
The ministers are a fucking mess.
Yeah, guys, ignore the ministers. We
everywhere.
We
changed.
We had a converter for it that was working properly and now is not working properly. So we have to get the person who coded that for us to fix it.
That's okay. I'm finding a new problem with the ministers. Is the fact that all interior ministers have lost the name of the slot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right. So what I was going to do today is give this tree effects, because it doesn't have any at the moment. So yeah, you guys will kind of get to see me go through that process, what that looks like. And I know, yes, this is an error. Hold on, let me actually merge it in North America, because I'm actually not in North America right now.
Well, that'll be a good start, wouldn't it?
Actually, I'll probably just
meanwhile,
do this
I'm going to be
North America.
doing. Why have all of my why have a bunch of the graphics are fucked? So I think that's my fault though, isn't it? The focus icons being fucked. Anyway, we need to make decisions. Well, that is a nice looking client. You're right. You know, I'm amazed no other devs have joined.
Yeah, I mean, people can join, you know, whatever, but we're just chilling.
We're almost at 5,000 members and we don't have any. Oh, God. So the Reddit's almost reached 6K, I think. The Discord's almost reached 5K. It's fun times. Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, ask them in Q&A questions chat, which is in just at the bottom, right above the stream chat. And you can, yeah, just be a bit confused at our shittery, really.
Okay, so if any of you guys, I assume most of you don't know how to mod, because if you did, you'd probably be working for us. I mean, that's a fair assumption, right?
That's a meme.
Who has the Among Us profile picture? Is it AUS girl? Why do you have a Among Us profile picture?
Among Us. There's gonna be a lot of Discord. You should probably mute the Discord joining noise on the stream. There's gonna
Good
be a lot of
call.
it.
How do I do that?
I have no idea. Just mute your.
Put yourself on Do Not Disturb.
Oh,
There.
there you go.
I know you how, but just for CK3. Oh, that's because we're both in the CK3 Game of Thrones thing. I did recognize your name. Like, I know that person.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys. We actually did update the borders for the Great Lakes government a little bit of a while back. We kind of reevaluated what the Mississippi River actually like does up there, which is it's not actually that wide. And it would not make a lot of sense for the Canadians to stop at St. Paul and not just take Minneapolis as well. And there's actually much more defensible rivers in the south of Minnesota. So we kind of moved that border out a little bit. I'll show you guys that in a second.
Border looks worse now, but what can you do?
Okay, yeah, there's some bad errors. Maybe y'all take some pictures.
That's a lot less errors.
It's a lot, but I think they're bad errors. Like they'll actually cause crashes if we don't fix them. Yeah. So here, I'll just show you guys. So this is the Mississippi River right here. And as you can see, this is St. Paul, this is Minneapolis, and this is the old border was on the Mississippi, and it just didn't make a lot of sense because the Mississippi is actually not that wide here. So it wasn't like the CSA could like hold this line or whatever. And Minneapolis is actually a lot more valuable. So the Canadians pushed to instead this river here, which I believe this is the Red River, which then comes up and connects to the Mississippi, but they held this line here, which is like all just forest and like ice. And who's staticking? Is that me? It's Carmaine.
Why am I? What's happening with my mic?
The Red River does not actually connect to Mississippi. It flows straight north.
No, I know. It goes up here.
What's wrong with my mic?
They're actually not connected. The Red River is the one that's along the border with
Oh, this is the Red River, and then this is a different one here. I don't know what this one is called, but it's a wide one, and then this is just very defensible terrain. So that's why we went with this new border for the GLG.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't really change much, to be fair. Like,
yeah, it doesn't change a lot. We should change all the state names on this though. But yeah. Let me turn off the Discord overlay.
yeah, that's a cursed thing. It's good. Always a good idea to get rid of that. What do I want to do? Oh, yes, I wanted to get to this decision set and basically duplicate it. So while Kennedy is doing economic tree for New England, I'm going to be doing some British decisions, which you really won't want to watch because that's going to be really boring, probably. But hey, I've been meaning to do it for a while.
Okay.
First, I need to go to categories.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so this was fixed. I knew this was fixed. This is how I knew I was on the wrong branch.
Okay.
All right, let's do the interstate highway system. That'll be a big decision category. So.
Hey, Candy, did you didn't tell me how to increase or decrease the economic government policy, not economic policy things?
So there are scripted effects for all of them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so it'll like you just do increase law equals yes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it'll take whatever law you're on and move it up one, or same for decrease.
Perfect. All right, well, I can use that here, especially in Britain where the the economic policies aren't great. Oh dear, they are terrible.
Oh shoot! That.
But we have
reminds me-
decent tax, but everything else is low.
Oh, hello, Desu.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go through and fix all of the PSA states again.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
you jumped the gun on that because I knew we were gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Johnny always is muted. I don't know why.
Let him be muted. He doesn't have to speak. It's his decision whether he speaks or not, you know?
Yeah. Oh, we actually got... So Bread is here, but he's also muted and deafened,
And
too.
deafened, so he can't hear anything.
So we could call him out right now and tell him to get working on
Bread.
Africa. And he
Bread,
wouldn't hear
shit,
us.
Get good.
Unless he
good
watches
shit,
the
get
stream after I post it. Let's...
Oh, that'd be a bit evil. Ah, nice. I did have
Middle East, North
decisions
Africa
prepared for
looks
this.
like... I don't know what you mean by that, Chief Potato.
I mean, one, Sudan's not
So-
meant to be that.
Would you
That's all meant to be owned by Egypt.
Okay, just take it from my wallet.
So, yeah, we kind of need to fix that.
Yeah, Sudan is actually going to be annexed into Egypt. This is wrong.
You could change that right now, you know.
Should I do that? All right.
It's not too hard. It's just changing the state files, isn't it?
Well, I want to do that on master, and I'm not on
Oh, yeah,
master right
true.
now. So
Neither am I.
okay, so let's start with the interstate highway system. Here we go.
Oh boy, I've broken something here. What have I done? Why have all these decisions fired at once? Why have they fired?
Can you guys hear the music?
I can't.
Oh, you guys can't. Okay, it'll come through on the recording. I don't know if it'll come through if it comes through for you guys. Let me see if I can fix that. I've got Kaiserreich music playing. That's all.
Why the fuck are these?
All right. Well, if you guys want the aura, play the Kaiserreich music playlist on Spotify. There you go.
Go steal KR code and see why my shit's not working.
Oh yeah, half the code in this entire mod is just stolen from Kaiserreich. I hope you guys
Oh,
know
it's
that.
stolen from Kaiser like a year ago. This is not stolen from the current update. It's stolen from like the last one we, like a while ago. Go down to the mission. Why is this?
If you guys want to know what I'm doing, you make the. I'm having the this interstate highway system focus unlock the decision category. So, yep, there we go. There's a cool tooltip that's not localized yet, but you know, localization comes last.
That's fixed. That's good. Okay, what's next? Yes, doing laws. Not so down. Sweet arms.
Okay.
These basic ones. And what is this? Yes.
You guys can discuss in the Q&A questions. That's fine. This isn't specifically a Q&A, and I'd like to just have one chat open at a time, you know? So
I'll periodically look at the Q&A questions. Right, hello. And what's here? Yeah, just I'm getting dizzy seeing so much code. Well, welcome. Well, welcome to our lives.
okay.
No, we don't want that. Which focus do we want this to be? It's Democratic Labour victory. Isn't it? Oh yeah, and expect to just hear me talking about to myself. Why are the Ottomans still alive? Because they didn't get killed. Because the Cairo Pact isn't actually that strong. Neither is the Ottomans. So they kind of just ground each other down. Syria, they lost Syria. They still have Iraq. Oh god, hang on.
Oh, hey, Shiro is here.
Yeah, what's up, fellas?
Just Boolin. Are you going to look at the other mechanics in the other American states? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Like we've shown you guys this before, the state interface. The governors aren't done yet. Well, the names are there, but the portraits aren't there yet. So they're all the same at the moment. I've also shown you guys this Congress thing, and obviously Desu has shown it to you guys for the PSA. Other like mechanics for the American states, that's kind of it. That's quite a lot. This state thing is very in depth, and does quite a lot. So, you know, expect a lot to impact that. Yes, you guys can make jokes about this right now.
Lol.
Minimal spending on healthcare.
Insert generic joke about the American healthcare system here.
Exactly. Will NATO eventually evolve into something like the EU? Well, the NATO is kind of if you guys know what the European coal and steel community was, which was the precursor to the European Union, which was founded in the 50s, we based NATO a lot on that. The goal for NATO is obviously to reclaim the entire United States and just be a country again. So I wouldn't say EU is the goal. Who are top 5 GDP at the start of the game? Germany is number 1. Danube is number 2, I believe. And then here, actually,
let me look.
Let's look. Let's not lie about this.
Germany, Danubia, American Union State, but they are gimped massively. Russia and New England.
Though if you went per capita, New England would probably be first.
Actually, Canada
Yeah.
is first, I believe.
Oh, per capita?
No. Oh yeah, Canada has a slightly lower population, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
New England is like a lot larger. 6th is Canada and 7th is Japan, if you guys were curious. Is the quality not great?
It's a Discord stream.
Yeah, never expect anything to be good on Discord.
I could try streaming on YouTube, I guess, but
It won't be much better anyways. It's a mixture. It's probably their internet plus Discord.
For me, the issue is like part of the stream is clear and part of it is like super blurry.
Yeah.
Should I do like a currency system for the interstate highway? How should I do this?
You didn't answer my question, Carmen.
Your question won't get answered.
No, the PSA is not poor. In fact, it has a pretty high GDP per capita. It's just smaller than the other American states by population, other than the Great Lakes, obviously. It's literally, when we ran the numbers on population, it's very evident that it's California and friends.
How is the population of split states calculated? Very roughly.
Yeah, there's a lot of hand-waving you need to do when you're doing that. You can look on the county level, but sometimes the border goes across county lines, and sometimes there's not great data for a lot of the more rural counties.
Yeah.
So after a certain point, it's just that number looks right.
Yeah, remember, like, population like doesn't affect that much, right? Like, because it gets boiled down a lot when you're doing manpower because you're taking a percentage. And similarly with state slots, so like if you're within a ballpark, it's a win, and we can usually get within a ballpark. All right, so let's do currency for the interstate highway system, I guess. Let's see how much did the interstate highway system cost? Interstate.
The borders are mostly actively patrolled. In the Rockies, you might find some areas that are very lightly patrolled, and that's a great place for both spies and smugglers to cross over. But in most of the border, there are troops along it. This is not, feudalistic. To define it better, most of these borders were created during active fighting. So in a lot of cases, that's where the fighting stopped, and then the military units just kind of fell in along there.
See, how did Irredentista do the Sardinian construction projects with the lira thing? You guys remember seeing that? Let's see if I can. Could the Great Lakes territory be peacefully handed over to the U.S.? No. All right, let's just start with that. Let's see what happens. Wait, why didn't that work? Okay, it's broken. All right, let's how will North France be able to peacefully unite with the South? I don't think they can, right, Carbane?
There is a way.
Oh, there is.
It's the Algeria shit.
But we have
Fuck
not.
up Algeria.
Yeah, we haven't talked about North France extensively. I guess we did that teaser a few months ago. All right, let's see if this works.
No. Let's just say that for 0.1, both Frances will have a very small chance of successfully unifying peacefully, but more likely you will also you
Oh,
may
that's
or
fine.
may but you are going to trigger war in that process.
There we go. Yeah, so when you guys are formatting variables in localization, you have to do the question mark first. I just forgot about that. We want to do this yellow. Okay. Actually, outside the period. All right, so Desi, do you think like they have plans for the interstate highway to stretch the entire country already, or do you think they're just like, let's focus on our region and make it the grid work that way?
I think there would be more of a, like, ideally, maybe not unified, but like common system. So, the road signage, the way the roads are constructed would be kind of uniform, but connected would be kind of one of those pipe dreams of, well, when we're reunified, we
So
can
like,
do
there's no
that.
plans for like the Boston to Seattle I-90, right? Like that's really dumb.
Well, yeah, because they don't control
Yeah.
the
So
territory to do that.
so I
But
should just like okay. So I should just think about the initial routes. So like
yeah.
Boston to, or you'll do like Portland or something. I don't know. We'll do like. Well, I'm just thinking about the numbering. Like, so maybe they're like thinking about the numbering already. Is really more my question. Like, are they thinking like, oh, I-90 is starts at Boston and I-10 starts in Miami, or like?
Well, I know when I made my map of the PSA, I kind of started numbering just off the bat, like everything starts at 1 and then follows the numbering scheme. So I don't know if they do that unified or not, just because of how I did it, but like obviously that can easily be changed in the lore.
Yeah. New York to Yonkers superhighway? Where even is
It's
Yonkers? Is that on Long Island?
It's like right above Manhattan.
Oh, okay. So it's like right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do. There it is. Ryan, what are you working on? He's muted. That's not needed. Is there any way to avoid the second Russian war? I believe we said there is. I think it's quite hard, but I think it is. The Russian PR does talk about that.
It's not. It's been removed this year.
How different is life in the former CSA and Fed parts of the AOS compared to the South? Is there like martial law? Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. I think they're like starting. Like, I think it's starting to get lifted, because like the CSA, like a lot of the federalist states have been under occupation for a while. But yeah, I think it's starting to. I think Reconstruction is like nearing its end. What are the paths for the AUS? Well, we've kind of talked about how there are different factions. Have you talked about the factions yet? So there are the Social Democrats, Progressives, the Conservative faction, and then the Orthodox faction. And those each have a path in the American Union state. Will the AUS ever move the capital to Washington, D.C.? That is a good question and something we've been debating. I think the answer... Jesse, what did we come up for that? I don't remember.
Didn't we want to put it in St. Louis?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
I think the answer is that the AUS can choose which one.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Obviously, Washington, D.C. has the infrastructure and legitimacy, St. Louis is centrally located, and New Orleans is the wartime capital. So you kind of get a mix of positives and negatives there.
Ukraine will be able to reach us. That definitely. So.
The problem with the capital of the AUS being in Baton Rouge is the same problem with the capital of the PSA being in Sacramento, is that you have a state and a national capital in the same place, and the infrastructure for the national capital is a lot harder to build up on top of the state infrastructure instead of just moving it to a different city. Which is why Baton Rouge will not be an option.
Okay, so what do I want to do here? Let's do a dynamic modifier, actually.
Finally fixed all those states.
Oh, that's how you've been doing?
That's what I've been doing for the past, 5 minutes.
Bruh.
5-10 minutes. I've been going through every file that calls those state IDs and fixing them.
Oof. All right, so I think we're going to do, instead of just like having the highway system add infrastructure, because that's really boring. We're going to do a dynamic modifier.
The Nubia is not just an economy builder. They're ginormous. Like their word means what they say has weight to it. So no matter.
There's so many icons we don't use anymore in here. Yes, I don't know what this is, guys. I really don't.
What the fuck?
I don't know what this is. Oh, I remember what this is.
Oh, he was messing around with this.
Yeah, he was doing... Maho was doing, like, weird stuff for the Iridanti set. And, like, I guess, like, Iridanti... Like, he was just doing it. He just using it as placeholder.
Amazing.
I mean,
Fuck's sake.
Like, the Congress of Nations one is also a weird picture. I think. Used to be.
Is this... Yeah, this is a good one, actually. Let's do this. Enable... No. The G effects are so well done. You mean the anime stuff? Okay. And then let's have let's do... What aircraft did each of the American factions operate during the Second American Civil War? We've kind of done that.
Yeah, we've talked about it to a bit of an extent. We haven't.
I guess England's not done yet.
We haven't gotten every single list of aircraft possible, but for instance, both the PSA and AUS have implemented localization for both the Second American Civil War and ongoing.
Yeah, can I show them that? Let's see.
Show the AUS one, because that has finished graphics. Biggest chance to unite USA? That would really depend on when you're asking the question, because the odds do change over the course of the game.
Here are the AUS. We've released this. This is the American Union States fighters. We basically gave So what was the? It was McDonnell, right, and Douglas.
McDonnell and Douglas. Yeah.
Yeah. So they.
Um,
Yeah. Go ahead.
there's the really big problem of the three big hubs for, or the two big hubs for aircraft manufacturing are California and Massachusetts. So the AUS kind of really had a dearth of manufacturers. So we made the decision to give them McDonnell and Douglas just so that they'd have some manufacturers. Which is why nearly all of their aircraft after the Civil War, because during the Civil War it was really just whatever design works best, we're going to produce that. But after the Civil War, McDonnell and Douglas basically produce all of their aircraft.
Yeah, most of the modding process, guys, is finding old messages that have, or like Googling specific code. Here we go. Here it is. I was looking for that tooltip stuff with the variables, Desu. I think I'm going to use that for this help with that. I think if we go into the nudger and just do the thing with the nudger, I think all those errors will go away, but I don't really know. How do I want to format this?
But have a big monkey jacket all ready to your hand. For there blows some cold nor'westers on the banks of Newfoundland. We'll scrape her and we'll scrub her with holy stone and sand. And we'll think of them cold nor'westers on the banks of Newfoundland. There was Jack Lynch from Ballynahinch, Mike Murphy and some more. I tell you, well, they suffered like hell on the way to Baltimore. They pawned their gear in Liverpool, and they sailed as they did stand. And there blows some cold nor'westers on the banks of Newfoundland. We'll scrape her and we'll scrub her with holy stone and sand. And we'll think of them cold nor'westers on the banks of Newfoundland. The matey stood on the forecastle head and loudly did roar. Now rattle her in, me lucky lads, we're bound for America's shore.
Well, Dennis, Danubia hasn't left the Alliance yet. But once they leave, they are very unlikely to return.
We'll scrape her and we'll scrub her with holy stone and sand. And we'll think of them cold nor'westers on the banks of Newfoundland.
Okay, is this correct?
Bloody hell, you've already made a budget system. Fucking hell.
Well, it's not really working yet. And actually, we want this to be negative.
Them leaving isn't inevitable, it's just likely. If Germany goes, like, pulls, they won't leave at the start of the game. They'll leave, like, early 50s because of German autocracy and bullshittery and, yeah. Otto has had enough and just pulls the country out.
Dude, using the... Good.
And I was finished there.
Using the meta tooltips on variable effects is so helpful.
But soon we'll see the pay table and all night below. And on the docks come down in flocks, them pretty girls will stand, saying it's snugger with me than it is at sea on the banks of Newfoundland. So we'll scrape around.
I think I gave New England minimal. You could argue for Trinket, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
It's kind of a semantic distinction, honestly.
I mean, it's whether or not there's a program.
Yeah. The Great Depression added programs, right?
The New Deal added programs, yeah.
Or sorry, yeah, the New Deal. So like you could argue for Trinket. Actually, I think maybe I will switch to Trinket.
Plus, the necessities of wartime tend to encourage more robust national healthcare systems.
Yeah, I might keep it at minimal just because I have that thing in the tree that I'll move them up to Trinket, and moving them up to need-based at this point would be extremely unrealistic. Like need-based is Medicare. Was the 1965 Medicare?
I mean, obviously they can get it during the course of the game, but not at start.
Right, like the first election cycle will move them up to Trinket, and then like maybe in the late 50s they could get need-based. Okay, so that works properly. And we do want this to be added as well.
In the American terms for the healthcare spending, I think. So what do they all precisely mean again?
In American terms?
Like the 5 different levels.
So minimal is like actually nothing. Trinket is like just basic, like some kind of subsidies. Basically what we added in the Great Depression, or in the New Deal. Need-based programs is what we have now, which is Obamacare, which is basically like if you're poor and like need-based, it's kind of what we have now, which is like we have Medicare and Medicaid, which is for if you're poor or if you're old, and then there's also Obamacare. Public option is what we do not have right now, which is like the government will give healthcare to anyone that wants it, but you don't have to have the government's healthcare. Universal system is you have to have the government's healthcare, which is the NHS, I believe.
Yeah, just about, yeah. There's not too much functional difference between public option and universal, but there is a technical distinction.
Yeah, I don't know. We might. Yeah, maybe I'll adjust the lock on these. Because like need-based programs is a pretty broad category, where like you have like Medicare and Medicaid, but then Obamacare is technically like a step up from that. So who knows? Maybe I'll
Just
add
change
one.
the large healthcare spending to just Obamacare.
Yes, Barack Obama in 1948. Okay, so we're gonna do
this is the secret Obama monarchy path.
Custom cost text, and we want custom cost trigger. So we want, what's the variable? Budget to be greater than. So the initial I-90 will cost. Denmark will not have a tree for quite a while.
I mean, if someone wants to come in and code it, they are welcome to, but, you know, not priority. Also, wouldn't New England have public secondary schooling? Because that was established by...
Yeah, I haven't adjusted these.
Yeah, that was established by the 1910s.
Yeah, it would be public
K
secondary.
through 12 in the U.S. There will be adjustments to the state populations. Those are not finalized by any means.
Is there a list of countries that will have trees on release? I believe there's one in info. Isn't there? Or no, FAQ, sorry.
I mean, we have an internal list. I just don't know if we've released it yet.
What do we say in the FAQ? We say who will have. We said we haven't given a definitive list yet, but any nation that gets a progress at this point will have content and release in all majors. Well, that's not really true anymore. Any nation that's had a progress report will have content. So for over 19.99.
Switzerland still does own Hot Savoy, yes. And I know I butchered that for any French speakers in the chat.
I was like, I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
I don't care. I've learned German and Japanese. I haven't learned French. I don't care how they pronounce it. France does have a core on it, so getting it back will probably be content down the line. I'm not the France dev, so can't answer that. It is actually a term. Oh, never mind. I just looked in their tree. Yes, they can get it back. Not the Italian dev, so take what I say with a bit of a grain of salt. But for the question on if Sardinia and the two Sicilies are on friendly terms, they very much can be if their tree is any indication.
Sorry, was the question about Sardinia and Two Sicilies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they reunite, I think, most of the time. Very quickly.
I think you can be hostile, but it is very much not the expected option. Yeah, the Papal State secretly gets a tree to conquer all of the former Roman Empire.
Based.
No. The Rome will not get content.
They actually could probably get some cool stuff, but yeah, that's not a priority.
They'll probably get content down the line, just not right now.
Yikes, is that actually the quality? I feel bad. If you guys want like to actually see stuff, it'll definitely be better quality when I upload later on tonight. I don't know why this isn't working.
Okay, try this one on for size.
Oh, wait.
It's over the mountain and over the main, through Gibraltar,
There we go.
France and to Spain. Get a melody upon it, a kilt upon your knee, and list on your body and come along with me. It's over the mountain and over the main.
Yay, that works. All right, I did a single decision, Carmaine. You proud of me? How will the intelligence mechanic work in the mod? We have some plans for how to make that work. Let's see, what have we done here? Oh, I can't open it until I actually unlock it. I think we added some stuff, but we have plans to actually use a lot of the stuff here, but I haven't really gotten that far yet.
Specifically for the former United States, spycraft will be a thing.
What's the plan when the new DLC comes out? Make it compatible. Will this
And
be
cry
recorded?
in the process.
Will this be recorded and posted? Yes, it will. What is the lingua franca in this timeline? English or German? It's a good question. I think probably a bit of both. And the
Depends where
Reichspakt.
you are, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think in the Reichspakt it's definitely German. But I think in the Accord it's probably a mixture of French and English, as it, kind of is in our timeline as well. If you're in neither, I mean, I'd imagine that English still has a fair influence. But I would say it's definitely not as decidedly English as it was in our timeline, though. So, it's a good question. What's going on with Patagonia? I have no idea what's going on with Patagonia.
They're a military government.
Oh, right, yeah.
Under Perón. Oh boy.
That's meant to be gone.
Oh, I guess that's a leak, isn't it?
That's not meant to be there.
Oh, it's
That
not?
got removed.
Oh, that
Yeah.
got removed? Oh.
Then we've got an old build, but
No, it's not an old build. It's just South America hasn't had much development in a while, but it shouldn't be there.
Okay.
So you get to see that once upon a time there was Perón there. Perón isn't there anymore, but won't be there eventually. Because that tag essentially was a misunderstanding of how Argentine administration is. So, yeah.
I mean, it's still funny.
Give me just like a good picture, please.
Like the overarching reason of why Perón is is in Patagonia was essentially because we don't have a Perón path, so he's been sent away. Essentially, because